Okay. Okay, first, and you've always been very open with your fans. What with your book, the WWE DVD sets, the Wrestling with Shadows documentary. But what made you want to go one step further and host a string of Q&A fan interaction sessions?
I just think because the people, they like going back through the memories like I do. I think for a lot of fans, like just sort of reliving some of what was really going on behind the scenes. Is, even though they read my book, and most of the time they're hearing stuff that I've already told before, but you know, every night's different. I talk about a lot of different things. And, you know, it's kind of a fun experience for me. I get to relive a lot of stuff. And sometimes the conversation goes a lot of different directions. Like they'll make me recall something that I wouldn't have normally thought about. So it's a fun experience, especially when you got such good fans. You got really knowledgeable fans that are sort of very, very up on my career and a lot of the little details that went with it. And it's fun to kind of explore all the past. And there's been a lot of things that happened, you know, even since I'm retired that are interesting for fans. Things that have happened since I finished my book. But, you know, I think, you know, I'm always just happy to come back and touch base with all my fans here. I think England's clearly I got the best fans in the world over here.
Okay, thank you. During the 1980s, both yourself and Anvil were considered the biggest tag team and the best tag team in the WWF. And then in the beginning of the 90s, you were viewed as the best wrestler in the company. How did it feel to be truly known as the best there is at the time?
Well, I think I owe a lot to the guys that enabled me to become the real big superstar that I became. And it starts with Roddy Piper and Mr. Perfect were probably the first two guys to really sort of bow and step and let me go ahead of them and do what they could to help me. Macho Man was another one. There's a lot of guys that endorsed me as a world champion, and even Ric Flair, you know, he gave me a chance to be the champion, and you know, a lot of guys helped build me for that, prepare me for that big launch, and I'm always grateful for that.
Following on from that, you had many highly memorable feuds with the likes of Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, British Bulldog, Roddy Piper, Mr. Perfect, your brother Owen, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Out of all your feuds, which one was your favourite and why?
I think, well, it's hard to say. I can't say I had a feud with Undertaker, but I had some great, I loved the SummerSlam and some of the pay-per-view matches that I had with him. Steve Austin, I guess, would probably have to be the best feud I had. Shawn, in a way, was the best feud because as up and down as our story was, we had some great stories in the ring. And but if you had to zero down to name one, I'd have to say Owen, just because of not necessarily because of the storyline. The storyline was a good storyline, but I really loved the matches we had. I know really the only match you really have to degrade us on anymore was the WrestleMania 10, which was a really great match. But you know, when you watch that, you have to bear in mind that was the first time we really ever wrestled. And I'd say the matches that I had on the Heart Attack tour over here in the UK, a few days, actually the next couple of days, were better matches. They were more tight, more the timing was just a little bit better. Owen and I had some absolutely 5-star matches here, right after WrestleMania 10. And in the next 6 months, I'm sure back here in the UK and in Germany and places like that, even in my own hometown in Calgary, I remember we had just amazing matches that nobody ever filmed and nobody captured on video or tape.
You famously fell out with the WWF in 1997 and finally returned some 13 years later to one of the loudest ovations that I've heard in the WWE in recent years. What was it like going back there to such a brilliant reaction?
Well, it was maybe one of my greatest victories and one of my greatest moments. I always felt like when I came back and did that thing a couple of years ago with Vince McMahon that it was, you know, I understood as well as anyone maybe that that I was not the excellence of execution, the technical wrestler that I was in the 90s. And, I know that I probably disappointed people with the fact that it wasn't a great technical or wrestling type of match. But the truth of the matter is that after my stroke, just the thought of standing on the ramp and walking down that ramp towards the ring was one of my hugest victories I ever had in my lifetime.
One more, guys.
One more. Okay. You've held every title currently available in the WWE. Back when it was the WWF, you held the IC, Tag and World titles, and then when you returned, you beat The Miz for the US title. Which title win was the most meaningful, and why?
I'd have to say the first one is always the one that will always mean the most. The fifth one was a big one, probably the best actual match I had is like in winning the title. Mind you, the Kevin Nash match at WrestleMania or whatever, the Survivor Series when I won it the third time was a brilliant match too. I really had, when I won the title, with the exception of probably the Yoko match at WrestleMania 10, which was probably a 4 out of 10 match, but all the rest, including the final four, were great matches. I love all of them. They all got different memories, and wish I could go back and relive them all.